Hey, what's going on, everyone? Nick and this, there we go. We got a cameraman or weatherman,
Now,
this stuff.
now we are actually live.
Now we're actually live. But hey, what's going on, everyone? Nick and Jesse. So we are actually at Alliance's CQB Sustainment class, and thought we'd give you guys a tour of kind of the new facility-ish that we have access to here, and give you guys a walkthrough of a portion of this place. It is, how big is this place total?
Yeah, I think over 1 million square foot.
Yeah. It's freaking huge. It allows you to do, regular light with, lights in the building, low light, transitional light, night vision, and again, all during the middle of the day. It doesn't get any better.
Yeah, I mean, heated building, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, weather's starting to get nicer, but we've been able to be here all week, all winter, doing sustainment classes. When it was 30 degrees outside, 70 and sunny in here. So, like Nick said, great to be able to, at 8 a.m., 9 a.m. start runs of nods rather than having to wait until, middle of the night. So,
yeah. And this is all, so UTM rounds. It's not live fire. But again, it's kind of all the same for what we're doing here and the purposes of this training. But what we're going to do is we're going to give you guys kind of walk you through part of the facility that we're using. And again, this place is so big and there's construction and other cool projects going on here. But Jesse, you want to start leading us through here? Because I gotta like reverse engineer this stuff here as we kind of walk along. And yes, it's going to get a little bit dark. I got a flashlight in my pocket of one of my pockets. Here we go. So
yeah, I mean, as you can quickly see, right?
Let me walk out
a lot
here.
Of office space right now. Kind of what we're in. You can see that it opens up to these large rooms.
So back here.
Right now we're primarily doing two-man CQB, so you can see the complexity of angles that kind of open up, especially when you only have two guns to eat up those angles of exposure.
Like, let's walk in here and describe, like, again, like, what makes this complex? Like, where we're standing here is me and you work in this room, right?
Sure.
So let me
domination here, right?
Let's take a look at this. Let's just rotate around here to show what is all, like, how many angles of exposure do we have on us right now?
Let's count them. So we got, obviously, this open door here is one, and actually there's a piece of jut out dead space, right? Anyone could be hiding here.
Right there.
Right. So a piece of something here, you don't know how deep that goes. So again, that's going to count as an angle of exposure. We've got this angle of exposure here behind this furnace thing. Obviously, the open doors over here, that open closet, those open doors over there. And what you'll quickly see is by every step we take to solve one of these problems, it opens us up to another problem. And just what's the most efficient manner here to then be able to handle that, right? And again, a lot of that's going to be contextual on what is the mission, what is your direction of travel, right? But what this place allows us that a lot of places don't is it's much more open-ended, right? Whereas in like a shoot house setting, something like that, the layout is there for the learning objectives, right? This building wasn't put for just learning objectives of shoot house, right? But
this was a real building that was used by a business.
What's great is it shows that our principles will work anywhere, right? It's not just a package that works in a shoot house. And what you being able to come into a space like this and see, like, man, yeah, it's complex. There's a lot of angles of exposure there. But by just following the principles and the procedures that we have, we can reduce that, right? And that there isn't a more efficient way to clean up that space.
Yeah, so let's continue to give you guys a tour here. Where do you want to go to first?
We can go into this big open room.
Okay, we'll walk back this way.
Complex room. What you can see is under night vision here.
Are you running nods right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've got my nods on. But what you can see is transitional lighting, right? As we start to come into some spaces, right? There's a lot of just ambient light in here. Maybe, again, trying to punch an illuminator, though, as you can see, some of those rooms there are very dark into the back, right?
So we got all those rooms right there. And, of course, just for this, then we got, jut out over there, another door, and then, of course, even behind the door right here. And, of course, with the hallways, right there. Then yeah, if you're running nods, you got the transitional stuff. And again, we're that's a whole nother problem that what's the most efficient form of not only the procedures using principles, but then do we switch to white light? Do we stay in nods? Um, you know, Everyone thinks like night vision is like the ultimate thing, and it's like there's a time and place for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But do you want to keep going to another side here?
Continue back. So, this building was built in like the 1800s, and one thing that they
not the 1800s.
Yeah,
1900s, something like that.
Sure.
It's old still.
Yeah, there's like a grave in the basement that had like a date of fucking 1830.
Oh, really?
Or something on it. So. I don't know, like, I think they had to move a cemetery or something when building this, but again, not sure. Old ass building. The point that I'm trying to make is fire code wasn't a thing, right? Like, as we're starting to look around some of these hallways and stuff here, you can see, like, coming back office within to another office.
Yeah.
Right. This is,
So, something that is always interesting is, so this room over here, let's see here. Which one has the? This place is fucking huge.
There's the safe.
Oh yeah, and there's a safe.
Giant vault. Going bunch of vault doors, vaults around. That's
what
this building was. They made like safes. And...
Oh, here. So again, coming through this stuff of man, you come in like from where this phone is through this doorway into here, then it leads to a room. Those leads can lead to other rooms. It's it can get complex pretty quick. Again, it's like always like, well, have one guy hold, send one guy in. Then it's like, well, if there's a couch, dead space, another connecting room, then you just left your dude to like 5 angles of exposure. There's a lot to this.
Again, big open room.
Another open room.
Offices off of it. Rooms that then transition through to other rooms. For example, here's a room, and if you're not actually looking deep, right, you can have somebody all the way back here.
Yeah.
Opening up to, if I go out into that main room there, right, I can be exposed all the way over here from that angle in there.
Yeah, it's always it's interesting feeling hitting a room and then there's like 12 angles of exposure on you. And again, this class isn't for like, I mean, obviously it's to cement the procedures and principles, but it's what's the best way to employ the tactics and procedures on eating up all these angles of exposure. And again, it's decision making. That's why we love CQB. Well taught CQB, we should say. Yeah. Again, there's a lot of bullshit out there.
What this allows is, they can constantly change all of this by just taping off this door, opening that door, leaving that door shut, and that's going to force different decision making, right?
How we handle this room like the way it is with all that over there, then these doors, versus if you tape that off, that completely changes how you would approach this room in regards to handling all the angles of exposure. But yeah, is there any more left on this side that we can actually go into?
Yeah, that pretty much gets us for this side. We'd have to go in through where they're doing runs right now to get back.
But just
to the other side. But
awesome place.
Yeah,
I'll walk through here.
Super, super complex.
Yeah. Don't think that they put a target back behind this empty furnace in the middle of the room. They definitely do.
Yeah.
Again, if you have not had the opportunity to train with Joe Wire, you need to get right with Jesus. But yeah, that was just kind of a cool little tour of this facility here that Alliance has access to. We're going to walk out here, and again, we got a little classroom up here and, bathrooms, and we're all hanging out there on, couches in between runs. But yeah, just an awesome time, man.
Yeah.
Again, place that where else can you do this stuff in the middle of the day? UTM, and again, can open up force on force and so much stuff. But kind of want to give you guys a tour while we're at class. We're in between runs, so we actually probably got to head back in, get ready for our next run. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the tour. Yeah, we're going to go do some more CQB work. Yeah, hopefully see you guys in class, or always check out defensiveelements.com as well. Take care, all.